Hi, my name is Christina Loback, and I'm an immigration lawyer at Sisu Legal Immigration. Today, let's focus on marriage-based green cards for families looking to live together in the U.S. Specifically, let's talk about the supporting evidence that you should be submitting with the Form I-130. One of the basic requirements for obtaining a marriage-based green card is that the marriage must be bona fide. As part of the Form I-130 process, USCIS will review your relationship to determine that the marriage was entered into in good faith and not for immigration purposes. It's usually not enough to just submit a copy of the marriage certificate as evidence. USCIS expects to receive evidence demonstrating your commitment to each other. The evidence requirements focus on different things: identity, status in the US, civil documents, admissibility, financial capacity to sponsor, and of course, proof of relationship. As a general line of division, evidence requirements are different for couples who are currently living together versus couples who are currently living apart. Now, for couples who are currently living together, USCIS expects to receive evidence that you are, in fact, living together. This takes the form of things like driver's licenses showing the same address, joint bank accounts, utility bills showing both of you listed at the household, lease agreements or mortgage payments, and other joint bills. Oftentimes, couples struggle with pulling this evidence together. There are lots of reasons why this may be true, and a big reason that we see is that modern couples often both work full-time and maintain separate finances. If this is your situation and you're struggling to think of how to demonstrate cohabitation, really think about your relationship holistically and how you share bills. For example, does one spouse cover the other spouse's cell phone bill? In that situation, you can show the credit card statement with the cell phone charge highlighted, as well as the cell phone bill itself. Now, for couples who are currently living apart, USCIS wants to see proof of contact and proof of visits. So start taking screenshots of your Facebook Messenger conversations and your text messages. That's really solid proof of contact. If you communicate by other means, so email, phone calls, video calls, etc., you'll want to provide evidence of that. You don't need to include every conversation or message between you and your spouse, but make sure you provide enough to show that you're consistently communicating over the course of your relationship. Proof of visits is one that we often see in our office, people really avoiding. Now, we're located right on the Windsor-Detroit border, so we support a lot of cross-border couples who see each other on a regular, often weekly basis. We usually pull a copy of the Canadian beneficiary's I-94 record for their border crossings, but beyond that, we strongly encourage couples to record their crossings and visits to each other. Honestly, this tends to be very helpful to have for more than just the green card application. It also helps when concerns about crossing the border too much or dual intent issues arise. Beyond that, we advise couples to pull records of tunnel or bridge toll payments, flight records from vacations taken together, and things like that to demonstrate that you physically traveled to spend time together in the same place. Now, for couples who are displaced further away, flight records and hotel reservations will be very important in helping to demonstrate this. In addition, you'll need to provide photo evidence of your relationship. These photos should be chronological, and you should provide the names of people, dates, and some context for each photo. Again, you don't need to provide a gazillion photos, but you should provide enough for the officer to understand your relationship progression over time. If you only have 3 photos together, period, that definitely raises some questions about the bona fides of the relationship. Make sure that at least some of the photos are of your wedding celebration, and if you have photos with family members or close friends in it, great. That helps to show that your friends and family are in support of the relationship. Speaking of friends and family, oftentimes they are willing to write letters of support to include in your application as well. This is great evidence to show that your relationship is recognized and supported by your loved ones. Finally, you should try to provide evidence that you recognize each other as spouses. Often this takes the form of being named a beneficiary to employment, insurance, or retirement account benefits, like your 401k. Now, it may feel like your relationship is obvious and that you don't need to include everything listed on a document checklist to prove this. But trust me, if you don't, USCIS will reach out and ask for it. Your best bet is to provide everything documented to the best of your ability right from the get-go. For more information on our marriage-based green card services, visit our website.